Part 1. Courage is not a feeling. It is a daily decision. Hi everyone, welcome to another video. Before we start, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us keep creating better and better content for you. At the end, share your feedback or any insight you had while listening. Let's begin. When we hear the word courage, we usually imagine big moments. Saving someone, quitting a job, moving to another country, speaking on a big stage. We think courage is rare, dramatic, for special people in special situations. But most of the time, courage is not a big scene. Courage is small. Courage is quiet. Courage is daily. Daily courage is waking up and facing a day you do not feel ready for. Showing up to work when you feel insecure. Speaking one sentence in English even when your heart is beating fast. Starting again after you failed yesterday. Courage is not a feeling you wait for. Courage is a decision you make. This is scary. I do not feel ready, but I will move anyway, one step. If you wait to feel brave before you act, you will wait for a very long time. Courage does not come first. Action comes first. Courage appears when you act while being afraid. Part 2. What courage is not. The myths that block you. Many people think, if I were really courageous, I would not feel fear. I would be confident all the time. I would never doubt myself. I would never feel shy in English. So when they feel anxiety, doubt, shame, self-consciousness, they think, clearly I am not courageous. This is just not who I am. But that is not how courage works. Courage is not fear removed. Courage is fear included. A courageous person is not the one who feels nothing. It is the one who feels, I am nervous, I am uncomfortable, I am not sure, and still sends the message, still enters the room, still opens the microphone. In English, courage is not waiting until your grammar is perfect and your accent is beautiful. Courage is speaking with the grammar you have now, with the accent you have now. Courage is not being the best in the room. Courage is being the one who is willing to look bad for a while. Daily courage accepts, yes, I might look stupid. Yes, I might make mistakes. Yes, I might fail. And still says, I will move anyway. Part 3. The little escapes that steal your courage. You do not lose courage in one big moment. You lose courage in many small, invisible moments during the day. Moments like, you want to say something in a meeting, but you stay silent. You want to ask a question, but you say, forget it. You want to practice English, but you think, I am tired, I will do it tomorrow. You want to share your opinion, but you think, what if they judge me? Each time, you choose safety. You choose silence instead of expression, avoidance instead of experience, comfort instead of growth. In that second, it feels small, but inside, you are sending yourself a message. I do not trust myself to handle this situation. And after many repetitions, that message becomes a belief. I am a coward. I never do the brave thing. This is just who I am. Courage is a muscle. You either train it or you slowly lose it. Daily courage means catching these little escapes. Instead of automatically saying no to every scary moment, you pause and think. If I had 5% more courage right now, what would I do? Then you do that, even if it is small. That is how you slowly change the story you tell about yourself. Part 4. Daily Courage in English. Micro acts that change everything. Let's bring this directly to your English journey. Most people imagine a big courage moment in English. One perfect presentation, one perfect job interview, one dramatic conversation. But fluency is usually built with many small acts of daily courage. Daily courage in English looks like you are in a meeting. You understand the topic. You have a thought. Your heart beats faster. Daily courage is raising your voice and saying one clear sentence. You are with colleagues. They are speaking in English. You feel slow. Daily courage is staying in the conversation instead of escaping to silence. You do not understand a phrase. Your ego feels threatened. Daily courage is saying, "Sorry, could you explain that in another way?" You are alone at home. You feel tired. Daily courage is pressing play on an English audio, repeating out loud, training your mouth for 10 minutes. These moments do not look impressive. Nobody will post them. But every time you choose a micro act of courage in English, you are building. More tolerance to embarrassment, more trust in your voice, more proof that you can survive awkward moments. Your English level is not only about vocabulary and grammar. It is deeply connected to your courage level. No courage, no real practice. No real practice, no real progress. Part 5. Fear will always talk. You do not need to obey. Fear has a voice. You know it well. It says, "Careful, they will laugh. Careful, you will fail. Careful, this will be embarrassing." Fear always has a good argument. And in a way, fear is not your enemy. Fear is trying to protect you. The problem is, fear wants to protect you from any kind of pain, even the pain that could make you grow. Fear does not know the difference between real danger and emotional discomfort. So it reacts the same way to both. Daily courage is not killing the voice of fear. Daily courage is hearing it, and then asking, is this a real danger or just an uncomfortable moment that could grow me? If it is real danger, you step back. If it is only emotional discomfort, you step forward with fear in your hand. You can tell yourself, "Okay, fear, you can sit in the car, but you are not driving today. You can talk, but you are not making the decision." This is especially important in English, because almost every meaningful moment with English will activate fear. New people, new topics, new situations. If you wait for fear to be completely silent, you will never move. Daily courage is learning to say, "I hear you, fear, and I am still going." Part 6. A simple daily courage practice, especially for English. Now let's make this practical. You do not need a huge transformation. You need a small, repeatable practice. Think of it as your daily courage habit. Step 1. Choose one small, brave act for today. In the morning, ask, "Where will I practice courage today?" Make it specific. Something like, "Today I will say at least one thing in English during the meeting." "Today I will ask one question in English, even if it sounds simple." "Today I will record myself speaking in English for 5 minutes and listen to it." "Today I will start a short conversation in English with one person online or in real life." Write this down. Turn it into a clear promise. Step 2. Expect fear, then use it as a signal. When the moment arrives, do not be surprised by fear. Expect it. Your heart races. Your mind says, "Not today, another time, please." That is the signal. Instead of thinking, "This is a sign to stop," say, "This is the moment. This is exactly where courage lives." Then do the small act you promised. Maybe your voice shakes. Maybe your sentence is broken. That is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is practice. Step 3. After the act, Name your courage. Later, when you are alone, replay the moment and say to yourself, that was courage. Not luck, not nothing. Courage. You felt fear and you moved anyway. This recognition is important. It teaches your brain. I am not just someone who is afraid. I am someone who acts even when I am afraid. That is how a new identity is born. Part 7. Building a courage identity, one day at a time. You do not wake up one day and say, now I am a courageous person, out of nowhere. You build that identity with many small votes every day. Each time you choose to speak instead of stay silent, to show up instead of disappear, to try instead of delay, you are voting for the version of you who is brave. You do not need to win every time. You just need to win a little more often. Maybe yesterday fear won 10 times and courage won 0. Maybe today fear wins 8 and courage wins 2. That is already a different story. The goal is not to remove fear. The goal is to change the ratio. More small acts of courage, less automatic escapes. In English, every time you say even one sentence when you are about to stay silent, you are not just practicing English. You are practicing who you are allowed to be in this language. You are telling your brain, in English, I am not just a quiet observer. I am a participant. I am allowed to exist here, even imperfect, even afraid. This is deeper than grammar. This is identity work. Part 8. Courage with yourself, facing your own truth. There is one kind of courage that is easy to ignore. The courage to face yourself honestly. It is much easier to distract yourself with your phone, blame other people, say, life is unfair, say, I have bad luck. It is much harder to sit down and admit, I am not practicing the way I say I am. I am hiding in English conversations. I am avoiding difficult tasks. I am accepting less than I want from my own effort. This is not about hating yourself. It is about having the courage to see the truth. Daily courage is also looking at your habits without excuses, looking at your results without sugarcoating, looking at your patterns and saying, I do not like this, but I have the power to change it, slowly. With English, courage might sound like, I am not bad at English. I am inconsistent with English. I skip practice often. I avoid speaking when I am nervous. I want a result that I have not earned yet. That hurts a little, but this pain is clean. It opens a door. If this is the reality, what can I start changing today? It is easier to say, I cannot, than to say, I haven't really tried yet. But I cannot locks the door. I haven't really tried yet and I am scared, but I am willing to start is courage. Brutal honesty without self-hatred is one of the highest forms of daily courage. Part 9. 3 sentences to carry daily courage with you. To finish, let's make daily courage simple to remember. You can carry 3 sentences into your day. Sentence 1. Courage is not comfort. When you feel, this is uncomfortable, I must be doing something wrong, remind yourself, this is uncomfortable, so I am probably doing something important. Discomfort does not mean stop. It often means you are at the edge of your old self. Sentence 2. Fear can come, but it cannot decide. Before a meeting, a conversation, a new situation in English, you can say quietly, fear, you can talk, you can make noise, but you do not make my choices today. Then you make one small, brave move. Sentence 3. One small act of courage is enough for today. You do not need to be a hero. You just need one honest, visible moment where you chose courage over automatic fear. Maybe it is turning on your microphone, asking for clarification, saying your opinion, practicing even when you feel slow. At night, you look back and say, "This was my act of courage today." You do not minimize it. You do not say, "It was nothing." You respect it. You understand. This is how courage grows in me, quietly, day by day. You have reached the end of daily courage here on English Rise. You saw that courage is not a gift for special people. It is a daily practice of small decisions, choosing to move even when your chest is tight, choosing to speak even when your voice shakes, choosing to look honestly at your habits and results and still believe you are capable of changing. From now on, when you feel that mix of fear, shame, and doubt before using your English or before doing something that matters, pause and remember. Courage is not the absence of this feeling. Courage is the choice you make in the middle of it. One sentence, one question, one attempt. That is enough for today. Tomorrow you will choose again. And slowly, almost secretly, you will become the kind of person who does not wait to feel brave, but who proves day after day, I can be afraid and still move forward.